Oh, and to the 1,000 and some people that unfollow me this year, don't come back now. They done started cutting people on EBT, aka food stamps already. Remember how we thought it was a game and we thought it was a well, I didn't. Remember how y'all thought it was a game and y'all thought it was a joke? Actually, it has already begun.
I'm glad the government doing what they doing. These men gonna be hurt because you women gonna see what's going on now when you don't get no help. You think you ain't get no help from the man, your baby daddies. Boy, look what's going on now because the government cutting everything out. And I just made a video. God dog it, they even cutting a job.
So apparently Trump is starting to cut down on Section 8 and food stamps. Now I remember when food stamps was supposed to be used as a way so you don't starve, not so you can be able to go out and buy a bunch of junk food. And nowadays it's become so advanced that you can go out to a fast food restaurant and get some McDonald's. So today we're going to be watching a couple videos I found of people talking about how they feel about this current food stamp and Section 8 situation. So without doing too much talking, let's just get right into it.
I am so irritated with this whole work requirement thing for food stamps for many reasons. One, child care subsidy has a waiting list. So basically your whole entire check goes to child care. And by the time you finish paying your rent, your electric, your gas, your car insurance, getting all the stuff for the house like the toilet paper, you are stinking broke, right? Child care is like $250 a week per kid. Also, you know, I don't get food stamps, but there is no way that I will be able to pull that off. That's why I try to help, or was trying to help so many moms get work from home jobs, like in the evening, like I do, because there's no way, there would be no way that I could pay for my 3 disabled kids to go to child care or after school care. So with able-bodied people, they can get food stamps 36 months. But they have to work a mandatory amount of hours, right? Basically, you got 3 years to get your life together and find another job. But what if you don't have the brain capacity? Like, a lot of people have learning disabilities and all they can do is work at McDonald's. I have a friend that is like 2 points above being intellectually disabled on her psychological evaluation, and she can't get Social Security. But I don't foresee her being an RN anytime soon. She has worked at Chick-fil-A since our junior year of high school. She never had any kids or anything, but I don't know how people are gonna do it, but all of it is just too sad. And people literally get a rise out of it. They get a rise out of people getting ready to go hungry.
It's food stamp day and we need everything. So we're going to 2 stores. Let's go. That's better. Can't wait to be harvesting potatoes. You're coming home with me. You're coming home too. Can't wait to harvest my own tomatoes. Can't wait to harvest my own peppers. Got a mac and cheese fiend baby, and these are just easier than a whole box. Oh my gosh, we thought that fruit cups weren't a thing anymore. Walmart has no fruit cups, not even a place for it. So we're stocking up on fruit cups. I love all these cheeses. So we stock up on all of the cheeses.
Where's the real food?
I need chicken, and I don't know the price of chicken at Walmart, and I don't want to pay more here if it's less at Walmart. So let's go to Walmart. Part 2. $92.50 is always spent at Aldi's. I can't wait to see what I'm spending at Walmart now. It's food stamp day. This is part 2. I just spent $92.50 at Aldi. Now we're at Walmart. We need meats and formula. Let's go.
I want to see what the rest of the food's looking like.
Oh, we needed 2, but there's only 2 left, and I never take the last one. Someone else needs that last one. Oh no, apple juice is 3 cents more here than it is at Aldi's. What will I do? This is so mom and dad stay hydrated. I'll pick that up. Pick up after yourself, Cassandra. Oh my gosh. My favorite way to weekly meal plan, 12 bucks for this giant thing of butt roast. I make at least 5 meals out of this one piece of meat. Pork loin is on sale too? Okay, we're gonna cut these into pork chops as well. Chicken was cheaper at Aldi's. I should have bought chicken at Aldi's. I'm going back later. Literally the only food my 4-year-old eats.
Mine is when I get close up.
I hate Nestle, but I will
got a lot of
forever
food for the
crave
baby.
about this Nido. I
That's
love
for
this,
sure.
okay?
There's a lot
I love
of
this.
food in there for the baby.
Hate Nestle, love Nido. Beef bouillon, it's important, okay? And one of these lasts me like 2 months. Coffee. I almost forgot dinner tonight. I never wrote it on the list. This is a splurge item, but I want them. This baby's always in my way.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
pizza dough, and we are done. These are frozen. I love these. $148.50 at Walmart. Now $60 of that was formula and that Nido. So $148 minus 60 is, and we spent that at Walmart. So between the 2 trips, needing everything, and this stuff is gonna last us the majority of the month, we did pretty well.
I'm going to tell you how the Big Beautiful Bill will affect food stamps, also known as the SNAP program, and when these changes will come into effect. Because not all of them are going to happen right away. The Big Beautiful Bill will reduce nutrition funding, which includes the SNAP program, by $186 billion, billion with a B, by the year 2034. This program will also force states to shoulder at least 5% of the SNAP benefits costs starting in the year 2028. This is deliberate, I'm going to get to this in a minute. Currently, the program is 100% federally funded and has been since its creation in 1939. States will be forced to find millions, even billions of extra dollars in their budget, or be forced to leave the SNAP program entirely, cutting off millions of Americans from this vital assistance. In addition to this, more than 5 million Americans will be cut from SNAP benefits due to the new work provision requirements. This is only going to harm children, veterans, disabled individuals, and seniors who live off of these benefits. The work provision requirements state that you need to work or volunteer at least 20 hours per week in order to qualify for your benefits. Currently, these work requirements apply to people between the ages of 18 and 54, as long as they don't have any dependents or disabilities. But the Big Beautiful Bill has raised this age range to include individuals up to the age of 64, as well as required parents with children over the age of 14 to meet these work requirements. If parents fail to meet the work requirements and lose their SNAP benefits, their children will still qualify for and receive their SNAP benefits. Roughly 900,000 people in this age group will be affected. Veterans, people experiencing homelessness, and previous foster youth must also now meet these work requirements. About 270,000 individuals will be affected by this. Around 600,000 individuals may lose some of their monthly SNAP benefit amount due to changes in how utility expenses are calculated. This bill also limits SNAP eligibility to U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents only. Previously, certain immigrants, refugees, people seeking asylum, survivors of domestic violence, and victims of trafficking were able to qualify for SNAP benefit. They no longer qualify. Because of the Big Beautiful Bill, more people will have to work or volunteer in order to meet these qualifications and in order to keep their life-saving benefits. People who were previously exempt from these benefits will now have to prove that they meet the work requirements in order to keep said benefits. States can now only waive work requirements in areas that have an unemployment rate of over 10%. This makes it much harder for states to help people who cannot find work. Around 1.1 million people who live in high unemployment areas will now no longer qualify for waivers. Child nutrition programs such as school meals and summer electronic benefits transfer, which provide families with the funds to afford their children's lunches during the summer months, will also suffer at SNAP benefit funding cuts. This bill will also eliminate SNAP Ed, which is the primary funding source for City Harvest nutrition and education programming. This program teaches people the skills and knowledge to prepare nutritious, budget-friendly meals with the free produce that SNAP provides. These food aid cuts will also lead to job losses and hit gross domestic product by state. Trump's bill puts 40 million Americans at greater risk of food insecurity. I'm gonna say that one more fucking time. The Big Beautiful Bill puts 40 million Americans at greater risk of food insecurity. If you currently receive SNAP benefits, they are unlikely to change immediately. New work requirements and utility allowance cuts could go into effect right away, but states will still need time to update their systems. Other changes will be phased in over the next few years. It is intentional that some of these changes, specifically the requirement that states take on 5% of the SNAP benefits costs, will not take place until 2028. They want to blame the results of this bill on the next president, especially if that president is a Democrat. SNAP helps so many low-income people, veterans, senior citizens, disabled individuals, and others feed themselves and their families. For every meal that the food bank provides, SNAP provides 9. SNAP not only reduces food insecurity, but stimulates the local economy. If you think that people who live off of food stamps are just lazy people who don't want to get a fucking job, you clearly don't know how SNAP works. In part 2, I'm going to give you a brief history of the food stamps program, as well as why it's important.
That was honestly a really good take. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to just leave it to you guys. So let me know in the comment section how you felt about what she said.
Oh, and to the 1,000 and some people that unfollow me this year, don't come back now. They done started cutting people on EBT, aka food stamps already. Remember how we thought it was a game and we thought it was a joke? Well, I didn't. Remember how y'all thought it was a game and y'all thought it was a joke? Actually, it has already begun. It has begun. So when I was telling y'all to go ahead and start your garden, start your food forest, start your farms and all that using the EBT, y'all didn't want to listen to me. So to them 1,000 and some people that unfollowed me, I wish I knew who you were so I could block you, because now you're going to really wish you stayed on my page.
Now, I'm so glad you young ladies are seeing now what's going on was really real with these food stamps. So many women are in an uproar about their food stamps and how they're going to feed their children because you have so many of them. And then you look at this TikTok app and you see how these men downrating y'all and talking about y'all, talking about if y'all hadn't had all these children and what do you expect? And not once have they came to y'all rescue and said something like this. Well, if you know, the baby dads need to stand up and help these women take care of their children. Nah, they ain't gonna talk. They ain't gonna speak up for you. They just gonna talk about y'all and how stupid y'all was for having kids by these men. They gonna tell y'all something like this. You should have picked the right men. You should have had better choices men. But I'm gonna tell you this. Now you'll learn to keep your legs closed. Stop letting these jokers sleep with you, impregnate you, and now you making videos because you can't afford to feed them. And guess what them jokers doing? Out there spreading somebody else's legs, doing the same thing, and making videos about you and how you should have made the right choices in men. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna tell you facts. Stop sleeping with these jokers now. And I'm glad the government doing what they doing. These men gonna be hurt, because you women gonna see what's going on now when you don't get no help. You think you ain't get no help from the man, your baby daddies. Boy, look what's going on now, because the government cutting everything out. And I just made a video, God dog, they even cutting the Job Corps. Stop sleeping with these men, and then they can't make no videos. They gonna start making videos about how hard it is with them working 2 jobs because they got to take care of family and their kids and step up to the plate. I want to see these videos when these men start talking about how hard they got to work when you women stop opening y'all legs. That's what I want to see.
I just came to get my 2 cents. Everybody on here talking about Trump cutting food stamps for the people that's not working. Get up off your ass and go get a job, blah, blah, blah. Them motherfuckers denied me and my wife with a job. They don't want nobody on that shit. Not the people with a job, not the people without a job. They don't want to give nobody shits. So it's not just bitches need to get off their ass and go get a job because they deny motherfuckers with a job. Shit, it's what? What?
One thing I have noticed about this whole food stamp situation is there's a lot of people that are getting mad who don't work, who are able to work. And that's one of the biggest things happening with this whole food stamp situation, that there's people out there who can work but don't want to work. So instead, they're just taking advantage of the assistance that they're getting. I see a lot more people going back to work in the future because that's what they're going to have to do. If they can work, they're going to have to work. But I want to know what you guys think about this situation. So let me know down in the comment section. Now, this was the end of the video. So if you enjoyed this one, make sure you leave a like on it. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button too so you can stay tuned for the next video. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.